before we begin tonight's story, I want to remind you. Most of you watch our videos, but forget to subscribe. If you want us to keep bringing you terrifying tales like this, hit that like button and subscribe to The Silent Terror. Now, let's begin. On the far edge of a forgotten rural town, where dirt roads dissolved into endless dust, stood a broken shack. Inside, William lived with his 2 children, Jacob, his young son, and Amelia, his little daughter. Years ago, William's wife had died of illness, leaving him alone to raise the children. But now, with droughts, no jobs, and famine creeping into the land, survival had become nearly impossible. For 3 days, the family hadn't eaten a single meal. Sometimes a kind neighbor offered bread scraps, other times leftovers from the town's store, but not often. That night, Jacob whispered with a trembling voice, "Dad, I'm hungry. Please, just a little food." Amelia's eyes filled with tears as she clutched her stomach. William's heart broke. Desperate, he took his rusted bicycle and searched the town for work. But everywhere he heard the same words. No work. Nothing available. Exhausted and hopeless, his wandering steps led him to the edge of the cemetery. Beyond its rusted gates, an old crematory fire still flickered, sending sparks into the cold night air. He leaned his bike against the wall and stepped inside. The crackling of burning wood was the only sound. Sitting on the ground, William wept, whispering, "What will I tell my children? How will I keep them alive?" A sudden deep voice echoed. "Who are you?" William gasped. In the dim glow, an old man appeared. His wrinkled face was lit by the dying flames, his shoulders draped in a thick wool shawl, a wooden staff in his hand. He lowered himself onto a log beside William. "Why do you cry here, son?" the old man asked calmly. William wiped his tears. "I lost no one tonight, only my hope. My children haven't eaten in days." The old man's eyes flickered. Beside the fire, a clay bowl filled with rice rested on the ground. He gestured toward it. "You're hungry. Eat." William hesitated, then grabbed the food with trembling hands. Every bite sent warmth through his body, and tears of relief streamed down his face. Quietly, he hid a small handful of rice in his pocket. The old man's voice thundered. "I said it was for you alone. My children," William stammered. "They haven't eaten in 3 days. Please, I can't go back empty-handed." The old man's face softened. "Tonight you may take it. But hear me well, never again. Take anything else from this place, and you will pay a price you cannot imagine." William nodded quickly. "I understand. Thank you." The man tapped his staff against the earth. "Remember this, hunger is desperation. But greed is a disease. And the punishment for it is beyond death." That night, William's children ate with glowing smiles. Amelia hugged him, whispering, "Daddy, it's delicious." For a moment, joy returned to their broken home. But the next day, hunger returned. Again, William found no work. Again, the children cried from hunger. And when darkness fell, his feet carried him back to the graveyard. The old man wasn't there. Still, William stole food left beside another pyre and hurried home, trembling at every shadow. This continued for 4 nights. Fear turned to comfort. Stealing from the dead became routine. But on the 5th night, greed whispered in his ear. While searching near a burned pyre, he saw something gleam in the ash, a gold ring. His hands shook as he snatched it. Soon he dug through every charred grave, pulling out trinkets, coins, ornaments. His pockets filled with treasure. That's when he heard it, a voice like a storm, whispering through the wind. "I warned you." William froze. Slowly, he turned. The old man stood before him, except now his face was twisted, his skin darkened like burned flesh, bones cracking as his body grew monstrous. His eyes glowed like fire. "I told you once," the creature roared. "But your greed consumed you. You stole from the dead. And tonight you will pay." "No!" William begged, falling to his knees. "Please, my children are starving. Forgive me just once more." But the old man only grinned. His smile stretched unnaturally wide, revealing blackened teeth. His body warped and cracked until he no longer looked human at all. He was something else. A grave demon. "You can run," it hissed, "but you will never escape me." William sprinted for his bicycle, pedaling wildly back to his shack, sweat soaking his body. Behind him echoed that laughter, deep, guttural, inhuman. He burst into his home, breathless. Relief struck him when he saw his children at the table, eating. Jacob looked up, smiling. "Dad, the food is so good tonight. You just brought it before you left." William's blood ran cold. "What did you say?" Amelia giggled. "You came in, gave us food, and went outside again." "Look, Daddy, you're so fast!" Terror froze him. Outside, on the dirt road, a shadowy figure stood still in the mist. Its height, its clothes, its outline, it was him. "Who's there?" William shouted, voice cracking. The figure lifted its head slowly. The old man's monstrous face emerged from the haze. "I am here, William. And now, it is your children's turn." "No!" William screamed. He rushed inside. But it was too late. His children lay motionless on the floor, their faces pale, eyes hollow, as though something had ripped their souls away. Behind him, the demon whispered, "I told you, you would pay the price." That night, William's screams echoed through the town until they faded into silence. And even today, on nights of the new moon, villagers say a man's voice still cries out from the cemetery, calling for his children, Jacob, Amelia. "Daddy's here." But the dead never answer. Because once they are gone, they never return.